All right. Get the camera right. So, let me see. Good here. Okay. Trying to make sure my camera is up. Okay, here we go. Yeah, perfect. Look better right there. All right. So here we go, folks. Let's go. As you can see from my title, we are talking about transformation, this journey, changing yourself, changing your life. When I first got into transformation and I heard this talk about changing your thoughts, or change your thoughts, change your life. And I'm trying to figure out, how do you change your thoughts? Yeah. So, down on me that you need to put in the reps. I like to use the fitness analogy or the gym analogy, where when you just start going to the gym, your muscles are not that strong. So you have to keep working so you can build those muscles. If you're doing push ups, same thing. Keep working so you can build those muscles. Um, hey, Cal, what's up? Appreciate you. Hey, Christy. So, you have to build those muscles. Because I'm using the gym analogy. Okay? When I heard when I just started out on this journey, on the transformation journey, they would say, change your thoughts, change your life. But you notice a lot of people suggest or recommend you do affirmations. And so many people stop doing the affirmations because they haven't seen results immediately. That is a problem. This is one of the reasons why I said in the beginning, try to avoid getting money right away. If you can, please go ahead and do so. But for the most part, money can't come in later on after you do the work. And after you start to exchange a product or a service or some type of entertainment for money, then eventually money will come. So a lot of people start doing these money affirmations, and because the money doesn't show up, they quit. So in the beginning, when you are repeating those affirmations over and over and over, it's weak. It's just weak thoughts, pretty much. That's what it is. What happened? Then, like I said, I'm giving you the gym analogy. When you just start going to the gym, your muscles are weak. You have to keep on working over and over and over. And over a period of time, your muscles get stronger, your body gets stronger. Same thing for your thoughts. Your thoughts will get stronger. Hey, Deanne, right? Your thoughts will get stronger. So, repetition, you're going to have to be patient when you are repeating these affirmations. For instance, if you say, I am courageous, but you know deep down you are a scary person, I would recommend keep doing that over a long period of time. We have to get into this thing here for the long haul. It's not overnight, it's not a quick fix. A lot of people want results right now. When you just start going to the gym, I mean, did you see results right away? Because I like to use the gym analogy because I think it works perfect in other areas of your life as well. When you just start working out, did you see results right away, or did you see results? I mean, you start to feel better about yourself, didn't you? Even though you weren't seeing the results, but you just start feeling good about getting the workout in, the reps in. You just start feeling great. The affirmations, I noticed they are like that too. You start feeling better about yourself while you're doing these repetition of these affirmations. Doesn't mean anything has changed in your life really. Same thing for the gym. Doesn't mean your body changed. You haven't had that six pack yet. Your muscles are not, you can't see these details and definitions on your body yet. You can't see them yet. But you didn't quit. You keep on going to the gym. Your mind is the same way. I mean, your thoughts are the same way. After a period of time, you're gonna find yourself start speaking like these people without even knowing when you start. So you will start talking about success, prosperity, you know, bold, courageous, powerful, confident, healthy, wealthy. You will start to say these words over a period of time because now they become a part of your vocabulary. You incorporate these new words into your vocabulary, and these words has become, your active vocabulary. They are now in your active vocabulary, and this is how you speak. So typically you will say, oh, I can afford this and I can afford that, despite the fact that you haven't seen the money yet to afford what you want to afford. I think it was Dr. Wayne Dyer. He said, you will see it when you believe it. I think that's how it goes. Right? You will see it when you believe it. You gotta start believe it first. But I would say hold off on belief. Don't try to believe anything right now. The only thing you should be focusing on is the work, the repetition. When you start going to the gym and you are an overweight person, do you believe that you can have these muscles? Probably, maybe. Some of you do. But for the most part, no. You see this guy, he looks cut up, he looks ripped, and you be like, hey, Tom, how did you become so ripped? He said, well, I was 300 pounds, and I decided one day that I'm going to change that for myself because I had a newborn, and I want to stick around to see my daughter graduated from college and even go off and get married or something like that, something along those lines. But and then I decided to start. I decided to get into fitness. That person probably did not know that they could look the way how they look. So over a long period of time of working, of working out, immerse themselves into fitness, spend those hours in the gym, hour a day maybe, so even 30 minutes. But they still keep on going, even when it gets hard and the results is not showing up. They keep going. Same thing. When those negative thoughts start to punch at you, and you want to go from those negative thoughts to more positive thoughts. But these positive thoughts are not strong. They are not strong yet. They are still weak. Your negative thoughts are way more stronger, far more powerful, because you have been using them for a long time, which means you have been repeating them for a long time, over and over, day in, day out, many times a day. All right. Hello, Michelle. Or Michael? Michael. Hello, Michael. All right. So, repetition is how you become so negative. Your thoughts become so negative. Over a period of time, you repeat the same old negative statements over and over and over. Negative words over and over and over. Negative phrases over and over and over. Right? So, repetition is the key. So, what do you do now? To change change those negative thoughts to more positive thoughts. For these positive thoughts, you want them to become your more habitual way of speaking, because that is how you want to speak. Yep, exactly. Thank you very much, Luis. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Luis. So You start to, because your goal now is to become more positive. You become positive, meaning that you're going to have to abandon, relinquish, throw away those negative thoughts, or at least, you know, rub them out of your vocabulary, erase them out of your vocabulary. And you're going to do that with your conscious mind, which is your pen, PEN, the thinker. And you are going to think consciously in this present moment about, these negative thoughts and what, you want to do with them, which is get rid of them. And because the thing is, let's say we get rid of all of your negative thoughts right now. What are you going to replace it with? Because if you don't, guess what happens? Nature abhors a vacuum. It's going to put something in there to fill the space, something that you might not want. So when you remove those negative thoughts, you must replace them with positive thoughts. You must put those thoughts in there, in your vocabulary, in your new vocabulary. This is how you speak now, right? So we are going from lack and limitations and I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, I can't achieve this, I can't achieve that. Oh, I can't run a 5K. I can't run a 10K. I can't run a marathon. This is how a lot of us talk to ourselves. I am not valuable. I am not important. I am not capable of doing things that I see these other superhuman people are doing. And we are trying to change that. Not trying, but changing it, intentionally changing that. And we are looking at it, looking at the mistakes that we are making, correct those mistakes, move forward. Correct mistakes, move forward. Keep on moving. It doesn't matter, even if it's a little tiny bit. You wake up today, you feel a little less negative than you normally would. What do? Inch a little forward. Keep moving a little forward. Repetition comes into play here. You must use it to your advantage. The words that you use says a lot about you. I'm not talking about you faking using words. Well, you might have to do that for a little while until eventually those words will incorporate in your new vocabulary and you will start feel much more confident, much more comfortable when you use these words, such as confidence, you know, like when you said, I respect myself, I love myself, I am kind to myself, I am proud of myself, I am, I am valuable. In the beginning, you might not, you might not believe that in the beginning. That's why I say stay away from belief. Focus on the repetition, right? You don't need to believe anything in the beginning, right? I am confident, I am powerful, I am bold, I am courageous, I am fierce, I am outgoing, I am bold, I am outgoing. And you start saying all these things. Do they feel right in the beginning? No. When you start going down to the gym, did that feel right? Probably not. Maybe you're overweight and you're looking around at everybody looking at you, all crazy. The good thing with affirmation is you don't have to say it out in the public. You can say it by yourself, hidden somewhere inside your house, or you can just repeat it in your mind. Because if you say it out, people start looking at you crazy. Like when you walk into the gym and you are this big and people are looking at you like, oh my God, why is she here? You know? It's not everybody, some people. But there are some people who'll be like, hey Trish, come on. Yeah, I'll help you out. Same thing for you guys on this journey here. Some people will call you and be like, yeah, come on, I'll help you out. Right? But you still keep on going to the gym. Same thing, affirmation, because you want to become a more positive person. And that's your goal, is to become positive. When you see how negative you are and how you look at life, you look at life in a negative way. I will never be happy. So you keep on telling yourself, and because you are in a sad, you are in a low state, a sad, low, sad, depression state, which nothing good is coming to you. You might feel happy for a little bit, boom, adversity come, knock that little happiness that you have for the few seconds that you had that you had it away from you. Now you are back into the state of fight or flight again, and you are moving fast. Your heart rate is beating and speeding up, and you are just a mess. That's why affirmations should be done in a calm state, in a relaxed state. That's how I like to do my affirmations: calm, peaceful, and relaxed. I'm not worrying about if the affirmations are going to let me actually get the $1 million. I'm not worrying about that. All I'm doing is putting the work, putting in the work, doing the reps, over and over and over and over. Repetition is not flashy, it's not sexy, and it takes a lot of your time, right? But we're gonna do the work anyway. But and here is something that I want you to. Here is an affirmation that I want you to get familiar with. Sometimes you are not going to feel like doing the affirmations. You are not. But this is how our mm, system is. We just don't want to do something. We just don't want to do something sometimes. This is when here's affirmation. You're gonna have to tell yourself, I do it even when I don't feel like it. I do it even when I don't feel like it. I do it even when I don't feel like it. Even when you don't feel like it, just do it. Okay, I need to do some push-ups. I don't feel like it. Do the push-ups anyways. You're gonna have to get in that mindset. Okay? I don't feel like saying that I am proud of myself. I am kind to myself. I don't feel like saying that I am peaceful, I'm loving, I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm compassionate. I don't feel like saying I am peaceful, I'm joyful, I'm beautiful, I am wonderful. I don't feel like saying it. But you need to say it anyways. So get good at telling yourself, and also not just talk, but follow through with the action. Many days I don't feel like run, even today. I didn't feel like running today. I end up doing like almost 4 miles. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be out there. Little snow fall. It was warm inside. I could have easily turned my heater on, go across the store because the gas station, because I live close to a gas station. Get a 6 pack, come home, just chill, and said, not going to any goddamn gym today. Not working out, not running, not doing anything today. But just sit down here with my 6 pack, watch some stuff on my phone, and I'll be just perfectly fine. But I said, no, I'm not doing that. I am going to go to the gym and I am going to go for the run. Even if, because I wanted to do a massive big run today and I realized that no, I'm not gonna be able to because the time was against me. Right? But you're gonna have to start telling yourself that I do this even when I don't want to. I am doing this. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I do things even when I don't want to do them. Keep on telling yourself that. I do things even when I don't want to do them. That's a good affirmation for you to have. Right? Transformation doesn't sound, it sounds, the word itself sounds exotic, doesn't it? And that's fine. Until when you get in there, you'll be like, okay, I didn't see this coming, but you need to stick with it. Like when they told me about this transformation thing, I kind of learned backwards, I would say. The way how I am teaching myself now, That's the way how I would teach somebody who, when they're coming to this here, I'll be like, wait, hold off on the money thing here. Please leave the money thing for a little while. If you have a side hustle, a side business, keep working on that. But we're going to work on you also. When you get better, your business automatically have to get better. That's how you attract the people into your life. Your mind is a magnet. It will draw those things to you. People, places, desirable circumstances. It will draw those things to you. People who are desirable, the right people will show up once you get better, because you have to get better. You will not attract things that you and them are not in harmony. The only thing you can attract is the people, places, and things that you are in harmony with. And you are wondering, what's going on here? Why am I attracting this? Well, take a look. Your energy, your frequency, your vibe, it all lined up with those people. That's why you attract them. Am I saying this is true all the time? Maybe not. But for the most part, it is true for for most of us. When looking back at our life, I'm be like, yeah, I see why I attract those things. Like the people who become wealthy, they were poor at one point and they become wealthy. How did that happen? They got in a higher frequency, energy is higher, the vibe is higher, the frequency is higher, and then they start to pull those people towards them. Man, it didn't happen overnight. Trial and error, until they remain up there, because that's the goal. That's why I use staying in shape. I like saying that. I like saying staying in shape. Because you see, I believe anybody can get in shape. Is it easy? No. But I believe everybody can get in shape. Staying in shape is where it is. I think a lot of you can get rich. I believe so. A lot of you can get rich. Staying rich, I think, is a problem. You see, people even in a relationships, they get boyfriends, they get girlfriends, they get husbands, they get wives. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's neat. Getting a partner and keeping a partner is not the same. Completely different. You're gonna have to work to maintain, to keep that relationship strong, the bond is strong. You're gonna have to work at least on yourself. Put the work in on yourself first, and then you will see it in your life. So transformation, you start working on yourself, you start feeling better. You might even end up with some muscles and a six pack. The little side business that you started out with might start picking up now. You get five new clients, and you start working towards building yourself up. You're gonna have to maintain that. That has to be maintained, and that takes work. So day in, day out, every day when you get up, you put in the work. I think over a period of time, you don't have to work that much, because when once the program took over, or once the subconscious downloaded that information, then it will do whatever it has to. It will go through whatever it has to go through to make sure that you get the results, because it has to find a match. And you hear this all the time. People, oh, I never knew he was like that. And I'm like, sure. But also understand that he's like you, just like you. That's the reason why you guys are in business and relationships. A person just like you. You attract who you are. You attract what you become, who you become. That's it. So when you raise up your standards, you start respecting yourself, you start loving yourself, you start being kind to yourself, you start being proud of yourself, you start telling yourself that you are valuable, you are important. And this means you do the reps, put in the reps, because these are positive affirmations. And don't let anybody tell you anything at all. Oh, don't be positive. But then what? Be negative? How do you get good at anything at all? You practice. How do you get good at becoming a positive person? You practice it. You stop using certain words, even curse words. Every once in a while, you say some curse words, but for the most part, stop using them. Cut them off for now. Later on, we can go back and go say the F word and so forth. Getting angry. Don't get me wrong. When you feel anger, find some way how to let it out. Please do so. Getting angry every single day or frequently, often, when you're getting angry, very frequently, very often, what's that? Repetition. Oh, and then you are now building a habit. So now you are in the habit of getting angry. And also, God forbid, you get into the habit of staying angry. So you are always angry. You are always in that state of mind, right? But once you woke up and you recognize it and be like, oh, here I am building this habit here, habit of being angry. And you say, let me change it. Overnight? No, because there's a lot of pain. Anger comes with tremendous amount of pain. It's painful, right? Your existence is just painful. The way how you live your life. Everything pisses you off. Everybody pisses you off. Everything makes you mad. You are making people mad. They are making you mad. And you are just going crazy, going off crazy. But when you stop as many times as you possibly can from getting angry, become aware of it and try. You have to give it a good try. Even when you want to get angry, you try. Find a safe place to release the anger. If you have to complain to somebody, let them know this is what I'm going through. Here's my journey, my transformation. I would like to vent. If you don't mind, hang around, let me vent for a little bit, and I feel better. I'm gonna be fine in like 2 minutes. Because you can't do this thing for long though. Do not vent for long. Vent for a minute or two, done. Out the way. Okay? But it needs to be released. All right. The habit of being angry. I know. Something I tried before. I tried it. I did it. I tried it. Try getting angry. Try being angry for a long time. And that has become a habit. I go into that state like quickly. Then after a while, I said, oh, I see what I was doing. I was practicing being angry. Then I said, no, I don't need to do that. I need to get into a different state. Well, now I practice being positive. Things bother me and piss me off sometimes. Yeah, very rare, not often. But when it does, I catch myself and I get out of that state back into a state of positivity. So now we're going to speak positive. We're going to practice speaking positive. You have to practice it. You have to get good at it. You have to get better at it. You got really good at being angry, miserable. You got really good at that over a long period of time. Now you have to do the opposite and reverse that. Get good at staying positive, being positive. Hang around with positive people. Right? So the transformation journey, that's what it looks like. Not necessarily the sexy thing that they show you there on these social media sites and YouTube. Typical. So in most times it's just not, because you are trying to change yourself and you are working really hard to change yourself. Change your life, change your thoughts, change your life. We're going to practice building those positive thoughts. Positive thoughts will run our lives. We don't need to talk down to anybody, talk bad about anybody, disrespect anybody. We don't need to do that anymore. Those days are over and done. Now we're going to practice talking good about other people. Now, hear me now. I want you to find people who allow you to love them. It's easier that way. Then you start talking to these people. Thank you very much, Christy. Right? And then you start, it's best the people who treat you good, who are nice to you. These people are making it easy for you to love them and care for them and be kind to them and be compassionate towards them. They are making that easy for you. If you have to be by yourself for a while until you develop a positive mindset, a positive attitude, positive behavior, then do so. But you cannot ignore the practice that you have to do. You must get into practice. Practice, 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 practice. And there are more stuff I could go into, but not right now. I think I just give enough information there for you to change your life there. All right, transformation. You gotta change. You gotta transform. You gotta make the transformation. You gotta change. You gotta be better. You gotta behave better than how you are behaving right now. You are behaving negatively, causing trouble for yourself and other people, and you don't want to do that. Okay. All right then, folks. Ryan here with a new video. Looking forward to see you soon in a brand new video. Don't forget, like and subscribe and comment down below. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. Bye for now.